up, everybody? Welcome to the Vidiots podcast episode 43.
I can't even read.
I remember looking at 42 and that was last week's. So 43! Yeah. So we were just on a tornado warning.
That came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Like, we were both leaving for work and it's just like, tornado warning in your area. And I'm like, oh, okay. And Chris doesn't care and drives off. I stay behind just to be safe. But, nope, we're fine. It was heading actually north of us is where it was, actually. So, yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to?
I haven't played Hyrule Warriors a lot lately.
Yeah, you texted me that you got Sheik's.
Texted.
That you got Sheik 75.
I don't 25. know. I had an idea.
Okay.
I'm just going to go each character one at a time and get all their badges.
Okay.
I grind. Because it's mostly those boss things.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of them. So I finished a few people.
Okay.
All the badges. Now, gold ones are a pain in the butt.
Yeah, how are you doing with the Ganon ones?
I haven't done those yet.
Because that's like Link and...
I have most of the links.
Really?
Yeah.
Because those are like
network
Ganon's
links
main...
drop gold stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I would kind of wearing the gold. As I'm getting silver, I'm getting gold for a lot of stuff. Like Ganon, I managed to get all of his gold just trying to get the silver. Goma stuff. Plus other people have Goma stuff, so I just kept doing it.
Right.
Doing it until I got all the gold for Ganon.
And I guess technically you're leveling up people too, so...
Yeah, Sheik's up to 90. And fighting bosses, that gives you a lot of experience. Mm-hmm. So you level up maybe every 3 battles.
If you
every 3 tries of that level, you probably level up.
For most of the badges I think you have left, you don't need the bronze materials. So you could easily just go and craft the Experience Plus badge.
No, that costs rupees, though. Costs rupees. I'm saving my rupees for leveling up. Mister.
Okay. Alright.
Mister.
Did you get anybody else's 25?
No. Some people don't even have it. Ganondorf, I don't have it.
Thought you had someone else.
Fi doesn't even have her 420, I noticed. Yeah. I tried, hers is in prison stuff. I tried that and it takes too long. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'll wait until she gets her 420. Yeah, they were paying the butt. I finished it. And it was Labor Day. I ate a lot of food. I ate a lot of good food back a couple of days. Oh my gosh.
I know.
I ate so much. It was a good couple of days of food, man. Let me tell you.
Today you're getting lasagna.
Yeah, and yesterday I had a cream of crab soup. And we had crab and shrimp on Saturday. Hamburgers, all my favorite stuff. And lasagna today. What? SNES?
We already got it.
I watched another SNES video on YouTube.
Oh my
It was Game Explain where we're talking about it.
Oh, the Game
Explain. Kind of doing a review.
Yeah. Oh, their preview video.
No, they were reviewing it because they played it.
Yeah, they do a preview and then they do a review.
It was called a discussion.
Oh, yeah.
It was 30 minutes.
They do lots of discussions.
They were talking about what game they wanted on it.
Game
Explain. The one guy said that he would have loved to have seen Nintendo, for those who didn't get to buy these things, to release like a NES Classic pack deal for like the Switch to download. That a bunch of like a pack of.
I didn't get to listen to their preview yet.
And
so.
He said if I would. He said I would gladly pay $60 for just a huge pack of SNES games.
I kind of would too.
And he was like, if that's what the virtual console would be, I'd be happy. And then they were saying we could do 3 or 4 SNES class. There's so many games that should be on there that.
I don't think they will.
No.
But.
No.
Shout out to Game Explain. I follow them all the time. They're my gaming. They only really do Nintendo. They do some.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then they were talking about Starbucks too. What their impressions were. They both seemed to really like it a lot, actually.
Who was it in that? I know it was Andre.
Who wasn't? What are you talking about?
Who was in it talking?
I don't know their names.
They say it at the beginning.
Well, I don't pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I've been obsessing over this thing.
Yes.
I don't know why. Stop. Oh, gosh. Moving on, please. Labor Day was what I was talking about. Did I say Labor Day? I just said that's why we're eating a lot of good food, because it was Labor Day week.
Yes.
And my work schedule's all crazy. I don't even know what day it is.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. I know now, because I'm here. Now it feels like a Tuesday.
Come on, you don't have you-know-who there. It should be peaceful.
It was an interesting day today. I was worried about today.
It looks like you did fine.
It actually turned out to be a pretty good shit. I mean, I was working non-stop. The moment I walked in that door to the moment I left, I didn't even take my 15-minute break.
It happens on
I didn't even. I was like, there's no way.
It's rare that
I didn't have help. My help disappeared halfway through my day.
And I know why, because I know who.
I only had 2 skids too.
We have coming 3.
But I'll be there earlier so I can stay a little later. Today I didn't want to stay another hour. I only have 7 hours. I don't have 8 like Bam does.
Shouldn't even use all our 8.
I don't understand. Of course, I didn't have help for half the day. Anyway. I didn't have to do the order today, thank God.
You're going to do it at the end of the week?
Jeff said I should do it Thursday, yeah. The main order.
Yeah, because Justin did it, didn't he?
Because the truck was late.
When did I get there?
When I came in, 9. Interestingly enough.
I was so focused on getting my stuff done, I didn't even take notice.
Yeah, I came in 9. Alright. News time or what?
Yeah. Thinking of gaming news.
Look at Beast's face there.
Yeah, it's really creepy looking.
Gaming news? I don't have any gaming news.
I thought there was some gaming news. I mean, Nintendo had this indie thing, but I don't really know.
Maybe that's where I saw that fighting game. Not fighting, a beat 'em up.
Oh, hey, Gaming Spring just uploaded Star Fox 2 Star Wolf dogfight gameplay.
I don't want to see all that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
There's no gaming news. Sorry, no gaming news.
Did I talk about Sonic Forces and the release date?
I don't know.
Well, the release date is November 7th. Yay.
Good for you.
I didn't say that. Oh, the 3 new kingdoms discovered in Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
So, recently Nintendo released 3 pictures of the standalone Mario Odyssey amiibos. And someone put them all together and it actually has the whole map of Odyssey.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
And, it has all the kingdoms that we know of so far. Yeah. But it has 3 extra ones that we don't know about. One of them is Mushroom Kingdom.
Be in there? How do you know?
It says Mushroom Kingdom on the box.
How do you know that's going to be actually playable, though?
We don't. That's the thing.
Wouldn't that be nice?
You never know. It could be. It could be one of those, throwback things. It'd be cool. Oh, they announced that No More Heroes game. A new No More Heroes game. And yeah, other than a bunch of indie games. Oh, and they announced 3 more amiibo. Oh, my poor wallet. Time now 3 Shovel Knight amiibos.
I don't need those.
I have Shovel Knight. So of course I'm getting the other ones. God. But yeah. So okay, movie news?
No.
I saw that Tim Curry hated the original It's ending, and he's praising the new
Tim
It actor.
Curry. Yeah. What does he mean by original ending? The ending in the original miniseries, or the ending?
The end of what he did.
Well, that's from the book, sort of.
Well, apparently he hated it.
And
he's praising.
Like
he's praising
different in the book,
It
which I'll get to.
He's praising the new It actor. So.
And I'm excited on Saturday. My father. Afaja. I'll talk about that later.
I know, I was just part of, I guess, movie.
Anyway, there's They announced Home Alone 2 25th Anniversary Edition.
Oh, did they?
But I don't know what's on it. They didn't say what's on it. And the packaging is kind of like the Home Alone that came out last year?
The first one?
Okay. That came out the anniversary or something last year. Was it last year, 2 years? There was a new Home Alone Blu-ray.
I got it last year.
It was a green case.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it came out last year.
Because I got it too. The same year it came out. I feel like it may have been 2
I got
years
it for
ago.
Christmas last year, so I don't know.
Maybe that was 2 years, because so did I.
Okay.
But the packaging is kind of like similar to that. But I have no idea what's on it. And there's no special features on the regular book, because I have the other Blu-ray. There's no special features on that. So they didn't say anything.
Hopefully. Because I'd get that. I don't have that one.
Well, good thing you waited.
Yeah.
That's the only Blu-ray news I got. I got CD news. I have a CD news.
I can't think of any other news.
Inhumans is getting bad reviews.
Is it?
Yeah, my cousin just tagged me in a Facebook post about it.
That thing's not.
Which is sad. What thing?
The Inhumans. Like, ever since we started hearing about it, it's been like...
I don't know, it's sad to me. I like the Inhumans are an interesting group of characters. You know?
Well, I guess you won't save your judgment.
I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch it because I want to know what's going on, really, because I'm just interested in the story part of it now and how it's impacting the MCU, so...
Is it actually?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because they are going to Earth, so...
Okay.
Because, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has all these Inhumans, so I'm interested to see what that's all about. What they're going to say about that.
I guess we'll find out.
Anyway, CD news.
Okay.
Metallica!
What about them?
Well, they started to finally reissue their albums, like, 2 years ago. They started with the first two. Master of Puppets, which is my favorite of theirs, is being reissued in a humongous freaking 12-disc box set. 12 discs. That's probably the most discs I've ever seen for an album. Since they've been doing these big, huge box sets past 10 years. 2 of the discs are DVDs, which is kind of cool. But I'll be getting the 3-disc one. I don't need a bajillion versions of one song.
Yeah. There's
some interviews and stuff from there too, but I'll get the 3-disc one. So I'm waiting for this one to come out. So they finally announced it. So yay. And then Black Album should be there's an album in between there. Black Album's their biggest album. That was the album that they became mainstream. That's like their 5th album too. That'll be the next big one they do. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of any other news. Anything, unless you want to talk about the hurricane, but...
No.
Because that's want to talk world news.
It's morbid. It's morbidly obese.
Yeah, hurricane is morbidly obese.
It's morbid.
Yeah, I just want to say that those listening, by the time that we record our next podcast, you guys will probably be getting hit.
Florida.
Yeah, because I think they said around the beginning of next week.
Yes.
So, and then like the end of that week might be us. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So, all right. Moving on then to reviews. And I'm trying to think if I have any.
I do.
I mean, I guess I could do my mini thoughts on Mario and Rabbids since I tried it.
Well, there you go. It looks dumb. It looked...
You admitted that you kind of wanted to try it.
No, I didn't.
You admitted that at lunch.
You said... Yeah, I was supposed to play with you.
Yeah.
And I had to get
And I had to unlock it.
So I sat there and didn't get to do anything.
Because it took me a while to unlock it. And then Morgan and Anna were kind of like, can you stop? So I had to stop. So... It's a game. See, it doesn't play
it's
bad.
It's like an RPG.
It basically is.
I don't like them.
It's more of a strategy RPG, kind of like Fire Emblem and those kind of games. It's just not really... I like RPGs, but this type of RPG I'm not really that into. So it plays fine, it looks fine, it sounds fine. It's just the gameplay for me.
The map was kind of dumb too, wasn't it? a map thing you run around, whatever that is. Overworld, what is it?
Yeah, the layout of the levels are kind of bland. I mean, because really you're going in a straight line.
There's a lot of hidden stuff there, but it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, there's hidden stuff for the most part. It's kind of just like flat surfaces that you're just running down to get to the next battle area, and then that's
sounds
where
like Mario RPG, don't it?
The Mario RPG had some like stuff in it, but so for those of you that like that type of game, I'm sure like you will find enjoyment in this. Just for me personally, I just didn't. Yeah, it just didn't catch my like attention that much. So. Yeah, I don't see. I can't really fully give it anything because I didn't even beat the first world.
Well,
so just as of as of now, it's just kind of a. For me personally, the game is just meh. So
that's what it looked like to me.
So yeah, your turn. Well, I think if I have anything else.
On a whim, I downloaded Final Fight 2 and 3 on the Wii U.
Okay.
Because when I was watching that Screw Attack Top 10 games not included on the SNES Classic.
That was on
Their honorable mention was Final Fight 3. And then I started to think, I don't know if I ever rented those when I was a kid. We had one. Final Fight 1, we had that. I don't know if I ever rented 2 and 3. I vaguely remember maybe I did. So I thought, I'm going to download them because I just want to play them. Alright, Final Fight 2 plays pretty much exactly like Final Fight 1. Hager comes back, but then there's two new characters. Some ninja chick named Maki? And then some guy named Carlos, who I don't even know who he is. They don't even explain who he is. Well, what happens is the Mad Gear Gang is who you fight in the first game. They try to get their revenge, and they kidnap Guy, who was a character in the first game, his fiance and her dad. But Guy's nowhere to be seen. Why isn't he getting involved? And Maki is the sister of the girl that got kidnapped. So, but it takes place overseas. It's not in Metro City. So you're in different locations. Like you go to Italy, you go to Hong Kong, you go to Japan. I think you go to the Netherlands or something. Well, it's a beat 'em up, not a fighting game. But it plays exactly the same. Hager has a different costume, but I played with him. I played on easy. I managed to beat him. Yeah.
Okay. The big guy.
The mayor with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played on easy. I got to the final boss with 0 lives. And, Final Fight's considered a hard game. I thought, there's no way I managed to beat him. All I did was jump kick, run away. But the guy wasn't that hard. He didn't do much. But one hit from him took away like a quarter of your life. I got hit once. I thought, I'm not going to make it. I managed to beat him. But then I find out you don't get the true ending unless you beat on expert. I got to the last boss on easy with 0 lives. There's no way I'm beating on freaking expert mode. So I went on YouTube and watched the ending. It wasn't that. Well, it explains where Guy was. He was training somewhere. And he wrote a letter, or his fiance wrote a letter to him telling him what happened. And then he wrote a letter back thanking everyone for saving. Yeah. But apparently this Maki character actually appears in other Capcom games. She appeared in some Capcom versus SNK games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the only Final Fight character to appear in other games besides Street Fighter. I think that's what they said. So, like Carlos guy, I have no idea who he was. He was the guy with the sword. What his story was, I don't know. Why was he tagging along? I don't know. He appears briefly in the cutscene saying, I want to join you, Hager. Like they're buddies. So I don't even think anyone ever tell you who he is. But the game plays exactly like Final Fight. Nothing really special about it.
Interesting.
Now, Final Fight 3. Now, that's good. They actually added some stuff. That one has 4 characters. Hager's back. He's got his ponytail, which was the alternate costume in Ultimate Marvel's Capcom. His alternate was Final Fight 3 costume. Hager's back. Guy's back. And then 2 new characters, a detective chick and some guy named Dean who had electric fists.
Okay.
Nobody gets kidnapped this time. See, in the first game, Hager's daughter got kidnapped.
Okay.
Second game, Guy's fiance got kidnapped. This game, it's just a whole new gang is rising up from the ashes of Mad Gear. But they added all these like Street Fighter style moves. Like down, forward,
Okay.
And you can dash in this one, which was nice. And they added a super move for every character. Which, let me tell you something, that never gets old, doing that freaking super move. Beat up a bunch of people, your meter builds up like in Street Fighter.
Right.
But then it goes away if you don't use it. But it's so satisfying to get a boss, because Haggard's is you gotta grab the guy and then do, whatever. And then he does this, which I think that move is in Ultimate vs. Marvel vs. Capcom. I think his one super move is the super move.
Is he back in
yeah.
Really?
Which I'm glad to see. And the other cool thing about 3 was it has an auto 2-player mode.
Okay.
Where you can have a computer-controlled 2-player guy running around. Which, that's not in the other. So that was cool. So I played with this guy. He died. He didn't last long. But the problem is you get beat up the other character. It doesn't take a ton of life away unless you really beat him up.
Okay.
And then I beat it. I got to the final boss on 0 lives. But every time you hit someone, you score. You gain lives. How much?
Right.
As you score. I managed to gain a life, but I pushed start on my other controller just in case I died. So I had another character waiting.
Okay.
But I didn't die. So that game was actually fun. Those games were 2-player games. I think they're better to play with someone else.
Kind of like Turtles and stuff. Yeah.
But Final Fight definitely was better. Definitely. There's multiple moves they've added. People on. Changed a few things around. So I don't recall playing them. I don't remember. I remember the box art to them, though. I remember that. I remember seeing it in box art, but I can't recall ever. Final Fight 2, I'd probably give a 3.
3?
And then 3, I'd probably give a 4. And again, you have to beat an expert to get the full ending. There's multiple endings, and they're all the same. It's that depending on who you beat it with and on the difficulty, it changes the It's just the scenes are exactly the same, except the dialogue is just a little bit different. Each character, it's dumb. I'll say that the ending's dumb. All right, that's my Final Fight.
That's your final
review. My Final Fight review. Final Fight 3.
Final.
Do you have reviews?
I don't.
All right, I finished.
I am 6 episodes away from finishing that El Barco series, so then I can finally review that.
Oh, jeez.
But each episode's an hour and a half, so it takes me a little longer. But it's been
like
really...
Theater.
But it's been good. It doesn't feel like an hour and a half. It's one of those shows.
I've never seen a show that was an hour and a half long because I'm Mystery Science Theater.
I mean, it's one of those shows where you watch it and you don't feel like it's as long as it actually is, whether it's 40 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever. But, okay. Yeah, I got nothing.
I finally finished it.
The book.
The book. Took me all summer. I started that in June.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't read it every day because, I got comics to read.
Right.
So this is the second time I read it. And there was
Super Mario Maker. Sorry. It just came out.
Will you stop?
Go ahead.
It's a fantastic book, man. It's a lot. It took a bit to start for me.
I remember you saying that the beginning was kind of...
It's a massive tome, man. There's a lot going on. It's just... It's good stuff. And the ending is so much better in the book than it is in the miniseries. Everyone complains about the ending of that miniseries. The spider. Oh, well, okay, yeah, the spider's in the book, but that's only what their minds can comprehend what it is. That isn't its true form. Its true form is some light, dead light thing in some other universe. It gets trippy. It gets like 2001. They have like a psychic Bill and it have a psychic battle and they go through like space and stuff. They're talking about doing that for the second movie.
Interesting.
I read an interview with the guy. He says he really wants to do that part of the book. It wasn't in the miniseries. That whole cosmic, weird stuff. Hopefully the turtle's in it. The turtle, the enemy of it is the turtle.
Okay.
He's in the Dark Tower too. But there is one scene in that book that I just do not quite understand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spoiler alert. Well, not really a spoiler because it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "What? Why is this even in it?" Okay. Stephen King has this theme in a lot of his books about a group of people that are meant to be together, and when they're all together, there's a power there. Yes, that's kind of what happens in this. The seven of them. There's a force trying to put them all together to battle it, right? So, well, it's two different. The novel goes back and forth from the adults to the kids, right? Throughout the whole book. And in 1958, when they're kids, they fight it and defeat it the first time. And they lives under the sewers of Derry, and it's like a maze. And they manage to get their way through it, but after they defeat it and make their way back, they have a hard time. They can't get their way out. They're like exhausted. They lost a little bit of their power, and they can't they're having problems. And for some odd reason, Beverly, who's the only girl with 7 kids, she's the only girl. She thinks that she thinks having sex with all of them.
Was that scene you were talking about? Or is this?
Did I mention it before?
You mentioned something about that happening, and then then it was being a controversy whether they wanted to include it or not.
And I read an interview with the producers, and the person brought it up. Like, are you guys going to do that? Oh, she said no, because you can't do that. They're 10 years old. Yeah. These kids are like 10 years old. Why this comes up, I don't know. It's like she feels, and what works, they get their mojo back and they get out of the suit. She has sex with all of them, all 6 kids. Man. 10 years old, they don't really know what they're doing. She doesn't really know. It's because they don't really know about it. They're kind of at that age where they kind of know, but they don't really know. Right. So it's just where she gets the idea. She mentions her dad, because her dad thought she was having sex with those kids, was kind of mad because he beat her. She had an abusive dad. And of course she wasn't at the time. It's not really fully explained. I should have done a little more research on it. People study these things. Yeah. Because I was looking up YouTube stuff, people talking about what it is and if it's really still alive, which technically he is, I think, still alive. Ending is sad. It's a sad ending. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot, spoiler alert. I forgot that it was female. Oh. And she was pregnant. I totally forgot. She had like 100 eggs.
Was that in
the miniseries? Too? No. I mean, they never mentioned eggs or anything. So there is a possibility where those eggs didn't get destroyed because Ben was the one killing the eggs and he was just stomping on them. It was just him. And he was doing that while they fought it when they were adults. Right. And he's like, they meet up with him. He's like, oh, I think I got them all. But there, he's like, the town they live in is pretty much flooding and being destroyed and stuff. But there's another book called Dreamcatcher, where the character in that goes to Derry and finds it takes place after it, and there's a memorial. And on this memorial it says Pennywise lives. So he might still be alive. Some kids, there's offspring might have come out.
Interesting.
I would love to see a sequel. It's been 30 years. It comes around every 30 years. She feeds on kids and stuff and then hibernates for 30 years. It's been 30 years since the book came out. He should be doing a sequel.
You never know.
Well, the movie, 30 years. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see this movie. I am. I think it's been getting positive. From what I hear, so far it's been getting... And Stephen King loves it. Of course, he liked The Dark Tower, and that movie was terrible.
He likes everything he does.
He didn't like The Shining, Kubrick's Shining, though, which I love that movie. But I never read the book.
Did you see that he's not going to let Trump see it?
How's that even possible?
He banned Trump from
seeing it. How can he ban Trump? Trump can go into any movie theater in the world. I know,
but he tweeted about it.
He will not go see it.
That's stupid.
Oh, God.
So what'd you give it, the book?
Oh, the book, I'd give that sucker... I'd give it a 5.
5?
It's just a lot. It's a big read, man. It's just... Oh, and the ending, like I said, it's sad. For some reason, well, see what happens is when they fight it when they're kids, and then they sort of go their separate ways.
Okay.
they move and stuff. And then as they got older, they forgot what happened.
Okay.
One character stayed in Derry and didn't forget. That's probably why he didn't forget, they said.
Okay.
All the other characters moved away and became successful. And they had made a promise that if it ever comes back, they would all come back.
Okay.
Which is what happens 30 years later. So he made the phone when the murders started happening again. The guy that stayed in Derry, his name was Mike. He made phone calls to each of the characters.
Okay.
And as soon as they heard his voice, it was like the memories started coming back. So at the end of the book, when they finally defeat it, it happens again. They all start to lose their memory,
right?
And they forget who each other is. Like they're best friends,
right?
And they forget who each other is. It's kind of sad. It's a neat ending, I think. Kind of sad. Though, that they just kind of all forget each other.
Yeah,
I think two of them, Beverly and Ben, got together. I think. But, some of them died. I won't say who.
Oh.
But they didn't all make it through the... Yeah. But it was sad. It's like they go through this, enormous adventure. No one knows.
Right.
Not one adult knows what, just that nobody remembers it. No one. Mike wrote it all down, but the words would disappear. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, but... But it might still be a lie.
Of course.
Alright, I liked it.
That's good. Got any other reviews?
That's it. Oh, I never did my Marvel thing last week.
Why didn't we?
I just forgot.
Oh.
And I didn't have it written down because I thought I'd just remember. I almost forgot right now.
Well,
okay, last
Marvel
week I got finally Volume 2 of the Wolverine by Daniel Way collection came out, which is basically a Wolverine Origins collection.
Okay.
And the previous volume left off with Wolverine finding out his son's still alive.
Okay.
So now this volume starts off with Wolverine Origins issues 6 to 15. As he's trying to, I guess, help his son. I didn't really explain what... Wolverine's trying to get this thing called the carbonadium synthesizer. Something that was introduced in the 90s.
Okay.
It's the only thing that it can poison somebody with a healing factor. Like it kind of slows it down.
Okay.
So trying to get this, I don't know, but they didn't really explain why. And in the process, he gets captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. And his son, Dakin, we talked about before, but this is the first time he sees him and he guts him. Doesn't say a word to him, I don't think. He guts him while he's in custody at S.H.I.E.L.D. And then walks away.
Okay.
And he's like, he's just like me, is what Wolverine says. He's just like me. He thinks he's got to save him. All this crap. You never do save him. You kill him eventually later on, Logan. Good. You never did save him, I guess. But Cyber returns. Cyber was a 90s Wolverine villain who died, but his consciousness is floating around because he had psychic powers.
Okay.
I thought this was kind of interesting. He found this farm with this gigantic kid. He was a mutant, but he was this huge kid. Like, he was dumb. He was kind of, slow. He accidentally killed a horse and ripped its head off.
Oh, jeez.
So he thought, that's a good body, because it kind of looks like the body he originally has. Where he inhabits this thing and kills the kid's dad. It's like, Cyber was never a very good... He was a mean villain. So he had adamantium covered skin on his arms.
Oh, okay.
And then he goes and gets adamantium covered on his arms. So he looks like he did. It's kind of cheating writing, in my opinion.
Right. No,
because he died because the beetles ate his flesh. The flesh that wasn't covered in adamantium ate him to the bone. That's how he died. So the writer, Daniel Way, cheats by having his consciousness flow into I'm going to find a guy that looked just like me. That had nothing to do with me. I'm going to get my skin covered adamantium again. What are the chances of all that happening? Okay, well, whatever. I kind of like Cyber anyway. I'm kind of glad he was back. Omega Red makes an appearance, too. It was nice to see him. And then they also include in this collection the Wolverine Volume 3, 50 to 55, which Daniel Way did not write. But it reveals who Romulus is, who's kind of mentioned in Wolverine Origins. Why that storyline wasn't in Wolverine Origins, I don't understand. Why didn't they just make that a Wolverine Origins storyline? Yeah. But it was Sabretooth. It was like the final battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth at the time. I loved it at the time because that was a rivalry that was my favorite rivalry ever. Well, maybe Batman Joker, but I didn't read those comics. But anyway, he manages to, cut Sabretooth's head off with the Muramasa blade. So I thought, oh, Sabretooth's dead. Well, no, we find out years later that was a clone. It was a clone he killed, not the real Sabretooth.
Of course.
But the original writer intended that the whole time. And when I reread the story, I could see now why. Because I could kind of see where that clone came in.
Okay.
So I kind of made sense. I think it was all a test for Romulus. This guy Romulus has been... We find out, because Wolverine's having these dreams about this wolf race, and there's like a rivalry between the black-haired and the blonde-haired.
Okay.
The Lupine race, and they're all being ruled by this Romulus guy.
Lupine.
So that's where Wolverine descends from. That's what they explain the whole rivalry between Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Okay.
Pretty much in that storyline. I liked that storyline a lot. In fact, when it was over, I wanted to keep reading. I was sad to see this volume end. I wanted to keep going. Just find out what Romulus is. And then it had Wolverine Origins Annual #1, which was about some old flame of his from Madripoor. He was digging up her body, and then Romulus was written in her coffin.
Okay.
Why? I don't know, because he's toying with him, this guy. The leader of the Lupine race, who's been around for ages. So now Wolverine knows who this guy is, sorta. From these dreams he's having. Because he got his memories back, and they're slowly coming back. And then it also includes a what if issue. What if Wolverine... And it was kind of like, what if Wolverine became the Punisher, sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorta. It takes place in like the 30s. And these people, he had a kid, and they all got killed, and it was about the Prohibition, and then he wore a shirt with a skull because it was a flag of the bar he went to, and the bar exploded, and so he just took the flag and made a shirt out of it. It was hinting like he became the Punisher at the end.
Okay.
It was a what if, this comic book to go anywhere they want to go. I never read that. I don't usually pick up the what if comics, but it was a nice inclusion. So that's the end of Volume 2. Volume 3 comes out in December.
Okay.
So we find out. Because Wolverine's going after Romulus now, I guess. And Romulus is the one that's been controlling everything. All the stuff that's happened in Wolverine's life, it's because of him.
Of course.
In the background, in the shadows that we never knew. That's a good volume. That Wolverine 50 to 55 story is really good. Daniel Way didn't write it. And the artwork on that's pretty cool too. It's weird. It's different. I forget what's the artist's name. Simon Bianchi or something. Steve Dillon does the other stuff. I never liked him. His artwork's dumb. It's very plain looking, and everyone looks the same. Everyone has the same face. I never liked that guy, but he does the majority of Wolverine Origins. He didn't do the annual though. But I just got 2 new books right here in my hands. They just came today, Defenders and the Revenge of the Green Goblin.
Yay!
So I'll be reading those. I don't know if I'll finish it next Tuesday, but Defenders is good, man. This is good stuff. Defenders, man. They get into a lot of weird stuff. They do. And the Hulk is in it. The Hulk. Poor Hulk. He gets caught up in all these weird adventures, and he doesn't even want to be there. Doctor Strange. Look.
I see that. Weird face.
Yeah, he does have a weird face there.
Got anything else?
There was a topic.
Uh-oh.
What time is that? Were you going over time?
We've only been doing it for just about 40 minutes.
Okay. Of course, the SNES.
Yes.
And basically, it's just a big collection of the best of Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, what is the best collection that's ever come out? What would you say? Now, to me, a good collection has good extras.
Are we saying collection as in collection of just a game series, or just a collection of games, or both?
A collection of they don't have too many stuff
I mean, do we count like the SNES, the NES?
No, I meant
or
before
like
that.
Kirby
before
collection,
that.
or Mario All-Stars.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Okay.
What is the best? What is the most perfect collection? I don't think there is one, really. Street Fighter Alpha Collection was pretty good because that had all kinds of different secret games and stuff, but it didn't have the Dreamcast version, which had that World Tour mode.
Right.
That one was almost perfect for me.
Collection. I mean, you have...
To me, a good collection has a bunch of good extras, too. Like the NES, that Disney Afternoon Collection has, like... Did that have the game manuals?
I don't know if it did.
Because that has a
I
couple
think
extra stuff.
Two.
What?
Well, the Mega Man Legacy collections.
What's different from the original Mega Man collections?
These have added challenges for each game, and some of them actually a mix match. Like they will put something kind of like what the NES remixes did.
Oh, really?
They don't go like crazy with it, but they do have extra challenges for each game, and some of them cross over into other games.
Is there bonus stuff in it?
There's bonus stuff. There's music. There's artwork.
That's a good collection. Will have that.
Go ahead.
At the time, Mario All Stars was.
That just doesn't have any extras.
But it remade those games though. They don't do that too often now.
Yeah.
We don't see too many collections with the games redone. I guess Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, the Crash Bandicoot
and Mario All Stars. I don't think any other. I mean, there's been remaster collections on PS3.
Yeah.
With like God of War, and they added all the DLC, but not much else.
Another collection that comes to mind is for the GameCube. We don't care about the series, but the Sonic, was it Mega
Sonic collection? Yeah, did that have extras?
Not the gems.
It was Mega Man Anniversary. That's what it was.
Yeah, what is the yellow Sonic one? Is that Mega collection?
Mega.
Yeah, that one.
And then there's gems.
Yeah, Mega is better than gems. Mega collection had like all the classics on it. Plus, it had. I'm pretty sure it had some like Game Gear games on it too, or was that with gems? Either way,
it had a lot of rare.
It had a lot of some rare games, like some of the Saturn games too, on it.
That's good.
And then it did have some of the extras, like it had some music, it had some artwork and stuff like that on it too. So that's another good one that I think was released.
I'm talking like, what is the most perfect?
I don't think there has been one.
I don't think. You know, the Kirby one.
That one was good
because it came with a soundtrack CD, came with an art book. And it had a history of Kirby, and it had 3 episodes from that anime series.
I kind of wish that it had more games.
But, it had the classic games. But I kind of wish it had GBA.
Yeah, the remakes.
I kind of wish it had the remakes. And there's a part of me that wishes a lot of these games would get remade anyway, like they did with Mario All-Star. That's a different thing, I guess.
Yeah. Like, can you see them somewhere down the line doing a...
there was a Zelda pre-order collection, but nothing was added to that. Nothing.
Yeah, that was just
straight up.
I think they had the manuals though. I thought it did.
I don't think it did. I think it had its own manual.
It had something that you could hit while you were scrolling on the menu.
I like seeing the manuals.
It's down there.
I like seeing the manuals for these old games.
Yeah.
Which is what they did for the GBA
with
the Wii U. What?
Like I was saying, do you think you could see them somewhere down the line doing maybe like a new Super Mario Brothers collection that has the DS one, the 3DS one, Wii and Wii U one, like a collection of the 4 of them? The DS one, like the first one, that one was probably the most different.
I don't know. If they
out of all of
HD'd them, that'd be nice.
I mean, Wii U's already HD'd, so Wii wouldn't take too long. It's really just the DS and 3DS ones that would...
They could. If they HD'd it, I don't know if they...
Do you think they will?
I don't know.
Because a lot of people are sick of that, honestly. The new Super Mario Brothers moniker.
Yes, they should retire that. They made enough games.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got one for the Switch
What's
yet.
a collection you'd like to see? It hasn't been done.
If I could get it for the Switch, there's 2 of them. There's a Donkey Kong collection that has the first 3 Donkey Kong countries, Returns, and Tropical Freeze. Like a Donkey Kong country that has all of them in it. That would be cool. And then another one for me would be a Sonic Adventure collection that has the first and second one actually legitimately remixed in HD, not just hyped up. Just actually remade in HD.
Remastered.
Yeah, remade. Remastered. Kind of like Crash Bandicoot. Like that remade. Was. Yeah. But a Sonic Adventure collection and a Donkey Kong Country collection. I think that would be cool.
GBA ones on there? Yes.
Just give me the 3 originals and the then Returns and...
I want...
Now, would you want the Donkey Kong Country Returns 3DS version? Like, obviously in
HD.
Now, obviously in HD, but it has different or extra world levels. I think it has some extra levels. Combine it? But that's what I meant. Like, they have the 3DS extras on it.
Yes, that's what they should do.
Okay, what about you?
Castlevania. Only because there's so many different games on different consoles. There's no way. There's a Genesis one.
I just thought of a collection.
There's a Genesis Castlevania game I'm never going to ever play. And
Morgan has a Genesis if you find the game. How much it is on Amazon.
I don't want to have to hook up a gajillion systems just to play Castlevania.
What is it?
And I can't believe they never have.
Is there a name or is it...
What? For the Castlevania Bloodlines, I think. Plus, there was a second Game Boy. They remade the Game Boy one on the Wii U.
Yeah, you can get it for $50. Actually, no, this one you can get for $30.
They remade the one Game Boy one on the Wii.
Okay.
But there's a second Game Boy one that they never re-released. Yes, that's the one. 64, Castlevania 64. It was 2 of them.
I didn't even know it was on 64.
Yeah, it was terrible. But, it's canon. It's before they go to the story. Because I want to play them in chronological order. They never released them on the virtual console.
Right.
I don't know, probably because no one liked them. But that's what I want. A big, huge... Even if you want to divide it into 2 volumes. And I cannot believe they've never done that.
Okay, what about a 3D Mario collection that has 64, Sunshine, and both Galaxies?
That's it. If they're HD'd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, those 4 games on an HD collection, that would be... Now, would you want the DS version or the 64 version of 64?
64. DS is way better.
Somebody
redid that in 4K on.
I saw that.
And it looks great.
The collection that just came into my mind that completely slipped my mind was the Kingdom Hearts collections that have been coming out.
Yeah.
They added the 2 collections together for the PS4 as one. That has it has some extras. They're not a lot, but it gave us the final mix versions of all the games, which prior to this point were only released in Japan, which has tons of extra stuff in the game that the original version didn't have. Extra bosses, extra moves and stuff you can get, extra cutscenes, story cutscenes. So that there is a really good collection to me, but it doesn't have a lot of out of game extras. But you are getting 6 games.
Yeah.
So that is another really good collection. I don't know if it's perfect, but it's another really good.
It hasn't been I mean, Kirby's the closest to being perfect. Kirby and that Street Fighter Alpha. I can't remember if there were extras on that one or not. But Kirby, I just looked at it because I had the box. I have Street Fighter Alpha. Why don't I just look at that one? Those 2 were pretty close to being perfect.
Yeah.
I think.
There was
Mario All-Stars, always comes to mind, but back then they didn't do extras. That was on a card. They didn't have room to put all that crap on there, I guess.
There was a Sonic collection on the DS that had the original classics on it, and it didn't really have a lot of extras, but what it did have was almost like a save state feature. And almost like a save and a save state feature, which was kind of nice for those kind of games. But that doesn't really have a lot of extras on it, so
yeah, I can't believe they never did a Castlevania one. That blows my mind.
Is there any other series, Nintendo or whatever, that you would like to have a collection? What about a Metroid collection? I had Zero Mission.
Yeah.
the new Metroid 2, but even that just came out.
I want Nintendo just to do a GBA collection of all their Nintendo games.
Mini GBA.
Yeah. But I want to play it on the TV.
I think we talked about that
on the
before.
TV. I want to play it on the TV.
Didn't we talk about that before? But we thought it was going to have like
it's a smoothing
Game
option,
Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Deluxe thing.
That would.
Everything
I would buy that. That would be another one
if
I would buy.
Play it on the TV.
I would still try to buy it. But
they did a Ninja Game collection on the Super Nintendo. I don't know if people remember that.
I heard about that.
I don't think they didn't really redo the games.
Okay.
I think the graphics were a little bit better. I wish that was on the SNES Classic. That would be cool.
I got one more that I wish they would make. And this is more of a remake in the vein.
We already talked about remakes. Well, this is different.
This is a collection because it's in the vein of Crash Bandicoot, and that's the 3 original Spyros.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
That would be amazing. It really would be. So yeah. Anyway, Paper Mario collection with the good ones.
Well, they did Mortal Kombat Trilogy. They did that. But I'd like to see a Mortal Kombat collection with 4. Yeah, they've never done that.
They did a Phoenix Wright collection.
Yeah.
And they remade that. There's no extras, it's just the games, but they remade it for the 3DS, which is cool.
To me, it's like,
but
if you're going to do just the games ported, have a bunch of extras. If you're going to remake it, then I'm fine. You don't need, having it remade is probably more important to me than the extras.
I would love an Animal Crossing collection, but that doesn't even make sense to have a collection of that because of how the games are played. Technically, Animal Crossing is a classic game now because it's part of the GameCube.
Contra collection. There's a bunch of Contra games.
Contra, yeah.
Because there was a GBA one I never downloaded that either. A GBA one.
What about a classic Zelda collection? I had
they
1, 2.
Did a port.
Did they? Because that one was just, what was it? It was Ocarina, Majora's Mask.
Zelda 1 and 2.
Was it Zelda 1 and 2?
Yes, that's where I played Zelda 2 for the first time.
Okay.
I want Zelda 1 remade.
But I meant like Zelda 1, 2, Link to the Past,
Nintendo has remade almost all their NES games except for Zelda 1. Except that dumb satellite version. I don't count that. Because nobody gets to play it. They need to remake Zelda 1.
What about a WarioWare collection or Wario Land collection?
Yeah, Mario Land collection.
Well, I said Wario Land, but...
Well, Mario Land went into Wario Land.
That's true. Yeah.
So you could do all of them.
Dude, Mario Land 2...
the 6 golden coins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on my...
I do too. I love that one.
3DS. It's such a weird Mario game.
It is weird, but I like it.
Funny ears and stuff. Go inside Mario's body.
Yes, and if you get to a certain spot, it's actually full of balls. I don't know if they did that on purpose. But... yeah, I think that covers it for most of the big things. That Disney Afternoon Collection, that was pretty good. It has 6 games, I think, and has a lot of extras for each game.
Yeah.
Has the music for each game.
One I never thought would have.
Yeah, I know. I never would have
expected. Like, well, it's weird that they do a Ninja Turtles collection, people.
You never know.
With Turtles 2 and Turtles 3.
I want. 3 games. Oh, how about a Capcom, like Super Nintendo or Genesis collection that has like Aladdin and Lion King and
Capcom?
Is it Capcom?
You said Capcom.
Does he? Who did those?
Did Capcom do Aladdin?
It's right over there.
Well, they did that X-Men game too.
Oh, it's on the bottom. Was it Konami or was it Capcom?
It's just well, that's a lot of licenses they'd have to get.
Well, they did the Disney Afternoon Collection.
Capcom. That's just Disney. Capcom also did Marvel stuff.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying, it would be cool to get a collection of like Aladdin, Lion King, and all of those really good Super Nintendo games that Disney had.
Who did the NES ones? Who did the NES ones?
NES ones?
On the Disney collection. Who did those?
I'm pretty sure it was Capcom.
Oh, well then they could probably do a Super
Nintendo. That's why I'm saying I think it would be really cool to do that.
Well, maybe they're working on it. I'm going to follow up.
That would be cool. Because I would get that in a heartbeat too.
What games would be on? There's Aladdin and Lion King.
Aladdin, Lion King.
That's all they did.
I thought there was a few more. Disney
games on the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
I don't remember any other ones.
Are you sure?
Let me just be those 2.
Disney owns Star Wars, you could get
what?
Super Star Wars.
They came out on PS4.
Oh, did it? Well, they could still add it.
No, now we're getting crazy here.
I know.
Sean.
Alright, fine.
We're getting crazy with this. A WarioWare collection would be cool.
I just said that.
WarioWare.
I said that before Land. I was like,
don't touch my book.
I said WarioWare, and
don't
then
touch
I
it.
led into Wario Land. That was weird.
You know what game I still need to get Punch Out for the Wii?
Yes, you do. What if they're going to do another Mario and Sonic for Switch?
No.
They've done like every Olympic game.
That they don't do it. You know what they should do?
What?
Legend of Zelda 3D collection on the Switch in HD.
That'll be so much though.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Because that would have to include Breath of the Wild because that's 3D.
What? No, the 3DS.
Oh, 3D.
Oh, I said 3D.
See, when you said 3D, I'm thinking every 3D game.
No, the 3D, the remakes. HD Switch version.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Wouldn't that be? I want it so bad.
It would be, but it's not going to happen. And then
Shut up.
Just be like, here.
You don't know
here,
that.
have Ocarina 3D, have Majora's Mask 3D. We'll just throw in Triforce Heroes HD in there.
No, that wasn't part of it. It's just those two.
And A Link Between Worlds.
That'd be nice. That was my favorite before Breath of the Wild came out. Can I have that PS2?
Pikmin collection.
Can I have your PS2?
I don't know.
I want it. I want to play Street Fighter Alpha. I've been hankering.
Let's talk to Morgan.
I thought you had two of them.
No, hers got stolen.
Oh, shoot.
So, okay. Is that all you got? Because we're reaching at an hour. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Metroid Collection? Prime.
I
They did.
just said
Metroid
that.
Prime Trilogy, they did.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
The Wii controls. I want that.
And you can get it on the Wii U.
I want it on HD.
You can get it on the Wii U.
I don't need to.
I could.
Yeah,
even though I have all of them, but
yeah, but not with the controls and the achievements.
You're an achievement. Okay. Thank you all for listening to the Vidiots Podcast, episode 43. We want to thank you all.
It's Norman Osborn.
Be safe out there.
He's gone crazy.
And we'll see you guys
it's
next
the Revenge
week.
of the Green Goblin.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Double-sized issue 25.
Bye, guys.
Go see it. I'll review it tomorrow.